What this means is everyone's going to be playing 4 days this week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know why we decided to do that. I'm low-key kind of regretting it after scheduling this week, but we're here, and we're committed to it. So yeah, I'm Chris Sunga, I'll be your play-by-play caster, and here with me is Beanjar. Beanjar, how are you?
I'm doing great. We are machines. We keep going, and nothing can stop us.
Just keep grinding. All right, we're here with INT. Yeah, Kenny Hammer.
Oh. So we have.
I haven't been able to say a whole lot about it.
Okay. So between INT and Pandas with Hats, I am looking towards Kenny Hammerspike with the Kaisa, but Flowstate with the Jarvan might be a really good engage tool for these, especially with the counter picks that they're going to have on red side. Okay. Jarvan Braum combos, both with really good engage tools and defense, mainly for team fights. I'm seeing more pick potential from in the trees. If you have Bo with Lee Sin, actually, I haven't seen his Lee Sin before. That might be really strong over here.
Whoa. Wait, whoa. Bo explode Lee Sin? There's a chance that's Brock Lee Sin.
Oh.
To be honest with you.
Actually,
yeah.
It's been, I don't know how many years, but I just got that broccoli is literally broccoli.
Yeah.
I thought it was broccoli. I thought it was a Bruce Lee thing.
Oh no, I thought it was like a Rock Lee thing, like from Naruto. I thought that was
that too.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole thing. Yeah.
No, I think it's also just vegetables.
Or vegetables, yeah, broccoli. Yeah. But no Lee Sin pick, Nautilus picked up.
Oh, this Kane's pretty good though.
Ooh. Oh. Nope, never mind. It's a bait. It is the classic Bo Explode Sejuani. I was looking excited. I would
have loved to see the Kane.
Wow.
I've played against
the Kane. Loved it. Ooh, yeah. And obviously Teemo Hover.
Please pick Teemo. Please.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I need it. Please. We need it.
It's going to happen anytime soon. There's a high chance that probably happens week 8 when we get there. When
the other Yordle, you know?
Yeah. Vigar. Vigar being taken up by Spicy Baba.
Like, imagine you have a Jarvan Jarvan combo into Vigar cage with Braum ult. Like, you have a lot of picks with Nautilus Sejuani, just locking them down for Kenny Hammerspike. So I feel like the engage is like, just as soon as you hit 6, you get a pick somewhere, and then you move on to Dragon. But with these bans coming out, it seems like they have a pretty good expectation on what else to block as well, especially with the set.
Yeah, top lane and mid lane getting slightly targeted here. We'll have to see how these laners, how they want to pick their lanes going into this. But INT does have, just to highlight, Pagtropis. Pagtropis, brand new mid lane starter for In the Trees this season. He's been performing admirably. And Jinx picked up by the side of Pandas with Hats for, quote, nice, safe pick for now.
I think I remember Quote having really good farm, so if you could scale pretty well off of that, I could see that going really, really well. Maybe more damage than the Kaisa, but it's always the player, so who knows?
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay, we'll see what
mid pick. Oh, no.
Going the Camille pick first, maybe, for Brock Lee. They've been holding a lot of priority for Pagtropis. Pagtropis has been getting like the absolute last pick every single draft so far. Hasn't gotten too many games so far in the season. Skipped out on the early weeks. So far has played Victor 3 times in the season.
Denied due to the bans. Syndra's a pretty close second.
Here we go. Syndra, the second mid lane pick ever so far for Season 7. For Pagtropis for Season 7. Past all of his past mid lane games. Yeah, I know. So many potential carries to the side of In the Trees. They really want this win. Pandas with Hats, I mean, obviously they've been last place at the moment, but there's no way you can underestimate any of these teams. Both these teams have beaten high-level players before, highly ranked teams already. Zach being picked up for the side of Pandas with Hats for Flowstate. Thoughts on that?
If they can't get Kenny Hammerspike or maybe Pagtropis to have a massive lead, if it goes flat even, Pandas with Hats can just take a team fight and then end the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. This seems like a very solid game plan from both sides. Very easy to execute, very obvious game plan for the sake of, just natural how the draft went. But I think we're good to go to game, so let's get into it. In the Trees. Soon. In the Trees versus Pandas with Hats. We'll start soon. Sorry, my bad. Producer yelling at me, saying, not yet. My bad. We'll get there. But Beanjar, thoughts on the INT squad versus Pandas with Hats squad?
I'm just mainly a Kenny Hammerspike fan, so I'm very excited to see if he can get that early kill and scale it through the rest of the game. But I'm expecting a really fun team fight just because of Pandas with Hats. It seems that they're going to be more enjoyable to watch through.
Yeah, I'm so curious about Flowstate. Flowstate is another addition to the season. Originally, Mako Shark was the jungler for Pandas with Hats. So since she's
Oh, I
gone
do
now, Flow
remember.
State has Flow State's now the starting jungler. Hasn't had too many games yet. I'm so curious how he's going to play going into this game. But we're finally here. Pandas with Hats versus In the Trees. Welcome everyone to Super Week. This is gonna be a
Nautilus engage.
long week. Yeah, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be some level 1 here.
No, we're doing 5.
It's gotta
4
happen.
point.
Okay.
I want to see that Nautilus get a nasty hook. Oh.
Okay, a little bit of an invade coming from the jungler of INT, getting a little bit of that vision.
Wrap around, getting some 5 gold here, 5 gold there, 7 gold
nice
back.
Oh man. Every time I see He Who Slaps on Nautilus, I always feel like there's a level 1 INT engage somewhere, but I guess both sides opting to take this as safe as they possibly can. INT getting 1 ward down. And yeah, advantage to them for the vision game so far.
Actually, it does hinder flow state. Like, I was expecting to see, like, maybe they know just as much about flow state as we know just going into this game. Like, they're actually playing pretty cautious, which is nice in how they're approaching it, but I guess it's actually I should take every game at this point.
Quote and Build a Pony also deciding to just play it real safe here. There's a chance INT
they can try and shove hard.
Something crazy, yeah.
Oh, the early pushes too. I mean, I guess assuming they know the ward is there up top, they don't need to hide and like try and play around. They could just go for the early Jarvan pressure, even with vision.
Whoa.
Oh, mistook.
Nice try.
So
nice try. Build a Pony always goes for this. He always goes for just like immediate minion push. He's like, I want level 2 right away. We're getting the fastest 9 minions you could possibly get. But
it might even work considering you have Sejuani pathing upwards and Jarvan pathing downwards. Like, if they get off an early flash, that could lead into something a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, wait.
They don't
INT gets level 2 first, and He Who Slaps goes for the hook on to Build a Pony's taking so much damage. They don't get that level 2, has to chug that health pot, Build a Pony down.
How'd they not get that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, wow.
You know what? I'd say it's to the call. Like, even if you're trying for that level 2, you start with call, you're not going to have that early pressure you'd like to have.
Okay, all right. Nice flash from
That's a flash for free.
And He Who Slops has gone for another engage onto Build a Pony. He's taken a lot of damage, but so is He Who Slops. Quote is just peppering him. Flashes forward. First blood over to Pandas with Hats. The exhaust is now into Kenny Hammerspike. He is in absolute trouble. This is gonna be an easy double kill for the Pandas with Hats bot laner.
Oh, he's actually the bait master.
Yeah, there you go. Sack level 2 for a bait. Intelligent. Absolutely brilliant.
Kenny has both summoners on him. I don't know if they could have added more pressure on to Build a Pony and try and like turn that around. But you already have a Jinx with 2 kills and the call going. The lane's pretty much won, going with the boots. I mean, the pressure is just insane, especially when he doesn't even have to. Flow State doesn't even have to headbot. His team is winning it for them. That's ultimate trust there.
Also, I just realized it's P Sweezy on the Zac. I don't know why I missed the J4 pick when I was scanning the draft earlier. I thought it was gonna be Zac jungle for Flow State.
You know, I was
P Sweezy on the Zac.
Might get dove by Bo. Wait, no, you have Zac. Zac passive, unless that's already taken.
This would be very ambitious should Bo Explode decide to commit to this. He is still hovering. He's delayed his back twice now. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, actually, Flow State looking to try to gank this bot lane, especially they know He Who Slaps doesn't have flash. Kenny Hammerspike still has both summoners right now. He Who Slaps and Kenny Hammerspike both walking opposite directions. Perfect coordination there to make sure that only one of them has to expend stuff if they do.
Even with Kenny Hammerspike taking the long route, it just makes sure that He Who Slaps isn't going to get picked off after that.
Yeah, very well played. I mean, we've seen Kenny and He Who Slaps be down in lanes before and still be able to come back and get a pentakill later on in the game or something. So I wouldn't count them out of this. Yeah, I would not count them out just yet. Bo Explode putting a lot of pressure towards the top side earlier. Don't know if he's gonna start to look towards this bot side since Kenny and He Who Slaps may need the attention, but he might just trust them to be ready to just come into the mid game.
I usually see Bo placing on a lot of pressure early, which I'm not saying right now, but Many goes towards this
Whoa,
dragon. Oh, he's
Bill.
trapped.
This is some crazy warding here. He goes for the deep ward onto red buff, but he doesn't have flash or any escape tactics. Wow, very, very ambitious ward there, but it does get him caught out. Gives INT their first kill.
The trap is like, oh, we need to know where the jungler is, so we need to ward the jungle. You don't have vision to see where the jungler is.
He realized Brock Lee getting immediately destroyed by P Sweezy there. I blinked and I almost missed it, but
Under
just
his
a
own
simple
tower.
engage under the tower. Just a simple engage ended up getting him taken down.
I think Zach's an assassin now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can bet it, just assassin Zach.
I want to see an AP Zach or something.
Spooky.
Something's crazy.
Yeah.
They robbed us of the Teemo. They have to pay us back somehow.
Okay, INT now have a good lead going into this. They still have neutral objectives still on the table. No one has made the first move towards that dragon yet, but INT up 3 kills might feel confident enough to be the first ones to go over there.
Up 3. I mean, overall, like, even though you have Kenny with that extra kill, he's hitting his wait,
a little bit of a scuffle, but
here.
not too much will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the how do I describe it? It's the power spikes that are currently on the side of Quote right now. Like just the base damage that he has is going to be somewhat overwhelming as he crashes the turret, and then it leads possibly to Dragon.
That ambitious ward that Bill went for earlier actually ended up working out in the end. He did spot Bow Explode right at the end there, trying to walk towards that bot scuttle. So Bill might
earlier to not die later.
Yeah, for real. Died earlier to not die later. Flow State with the gank up top lane. Brock Lee might have to slingshot himself out. He does. Nice, simple escape for him. Still had flash.
Zoning engage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, this is INT's cue to take over Dragon. Bow Explode realized jungler's top lane, this should be free, 100%.
Yeah, and he goes in for deep wards, but doesn't actually see anything to take. Bow is actually doing really well with these clears too, just not leaving anything left over. He fully clears his top side, goes straight for Dragon, and then as soon as Jarvan shows top, neither can he engage because the Camille's already playing safe enough, especially at that first kill, but
yeah,
it's just starving out Flow State at the moment.
Yeah, Flow State running a little bit behind on the pace at the moment. I mean, Bow Explode has been probably the most experienced jungler out of all of the junglers here in Friend or Foe Season 7, at least, experience in Friend or Foe, has been competing since Season 1. Literal Season 1 competitor here, an OG. Of course, back then, he was playing as support, but Season 2 he was jungling. Brock Lee getting engaged on. Can't do a whole lot. P Sweezy, I mean, you have some sick engages, but you don't do that much damage just yet. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Bow Explode goes for a gank onto Spicy Baba. Spicy Baba has to flash out. The knockup goes through. Spicy Baba running really low. Flash Q from Pagtropis secures the kill. Score is now 2-3, still in favor of Pandas with hats.
That is a beautiful kill, especially with the bows engage going in there. Like, when I see, it's just all about the prior planning, like the clears into the ganks, like setting things up naturally as they go by.
Oh, P Sweezy decides he is an assassin. Pagtropis realizes there's no way out for him, decides to just walk towards the tower, and goes down to P Sweezy.
This Zach is doing a crazy amount of damage, especially just, I wouldn't expect it normally. But like, I don't know if it's the percent health, with the Bomby Cinder. Like, there's a lot of, if you have your tank fed and your ADC fed going with the AD farm currently, like, he's going to hit spikes really early on. Like this.
Yeah, actually, I would take it back earlier. I was saying P Sweezy actually doesn't do that much damage, but I was dead wrong. Brock Lee already down to 75% health off just one quick engage. And P Sweezy just healing it back up slowly.
Yes, I love the assassin Zach. He's gonna get so built going into this massive damage, especially with the grass to overheal him. And, like, he keeps on crashing wave after wave, getting these tower plates. It's a good method of engaging for Flow State, even though he's lacking on dragons. Goes for the Herald to take off of what's left.
Yeah.
And get a ton of gold from it.
I like this Herald take. I do like this, but Bow Explode is about to scout this out. He realizes that he doesn't have a whole lot of vision into that Rift Herald. Does he decide to go for this steal? No, Pandas with hats are able to secure it before Bow Explode can make that decision. Decides to just walk back out. Rift Herald gone over to the side of Pandas with hats. Now, with both of these, both the top lane and the bot lane doing extremely well for Pandas with hats, we have to ask where that Rift Herald is going. Meanwhile, top lane, a little bit of a scuffle. No complete engage will happen, but both sides down to 50% health now.
Looks like he's heading top with this.
Oh, here we go. Bow Explode
back.
onto the engage up in the top lane. P-Sweezy has to pop the Zac passive. There's no way out of this one. Broccoli and Bow Explode get another kill in the top lane. P-Sweezy goes down to Broccoli.
It's the old. It's always sucks when you're pathing towards the top and top. I mean, P-Sweezy is strong, not too strong, not that strong.
Yeah, not strong enough to 1v2. But yeah, that feels bad. Flow State probably was looking to drop that Herald there for P-Sweezy to be able to exit the lane, or at least retire the lane. But unfortunately, that means he's gonna have to hold on to the Herald for a little bit longer. Maybe the idea could be to drop in mid lane, free up Spicy Baba, who's been struggling a little bit from the ganks. Then again, maybe you just accelerate.
I'd say maybe just path forward, because if he's doing a full line clear all the way down, he's going to be back in time by the time Quote just gets this next item power spike that I assume he just finished, especially with the call too. I mean, looking at this damage, he's going to have a completed item as he goes back down into lane. Kraken Slayer as he puts Herald at the 5-plated tower and just farms this gold onto the Jinx.
Next Dragon up in 35 seconds as well.
That combo was half his HP.
Yeah, actually, what is that? Zac combo did half of Broccoli's HP. Maybe it is Assassin Zac. Maybe this is what I'm dealing with here.
I wonder if it's like at all the state of Camille, just because it takes so long to get all that true damage to ramp up later on.
Yeah.
Like, Camille is not built to fend off the Zac right now, but I see the most beautiful lane gank into the Jarvan ultimate right here. Please,
yeah, the timing of this.
Need to really deny vision from minions and then red sweep over those bottom wards. Oh, yeah, they're really sweeping it.
Yeah, double pink ward to triple check that bush. Okay. It's going to be in flow state. We'll enter the lane calmly. Oh, it does get spotted out. Maybe he just determined that it's okay to be spotted out here. Just drop the Herald. We need to get this dragon. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Spicy Baba gets ganked again. Bow Explode secures the kill after flashing over the wall. Great reaction timing.
Someone get the gold?
Lane, Rift Herald.
No one got the gold.
No one got the gold. That's so unfortunate. But okay,
That's
Rift Herald
300 right there. That's so
does
sad.
take down like half of the turret's health though, so that'll come back for Quote later. INT just get prio this dragon now.
Well, it'd be a 4v5, but the difference is you have your Jinx power spike and have a Zac teleport, which I would say is more useful than Broccoli at this current state in the game. Like, if they were to roll back and go for that 4v5, they might actually find a lot with the right angle, especially with these team fight ultimates that they've been saving but not using for some.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for the right moment. Maybe they... I mean, there's a part of me that wants to say it's completely reasonable to have to play this safe when you're ahead. Even though, like, you know, all theory says you should just accelerate the game as much as possible when you're winning. I mean, Pogtropis has to flash out of this. 3 members were just charging at Pogtropis for a second. That was a little spooky, but good flash to get out of that. Nothing else.
Syndra being as immobile as she is, like, Pogtropis should be punished by flow state. I don't know, we could hope for Broccoli maybe to not die here, or maybe a re-engage.
Well, both members of INT, they're at least warding them off of the blue buff. Good by the top laner to at least try to secure it for his own jungler. So we appreciate that. Shoutouts to Broccoli.
Bow Explode has some nice artillery on his side, but Syndra's actually playing very far down. Pogtropis just standing back a little bit is... I mean, I can understand why they're not accelerating the game, mainly due to the fact that the less they do, maybe they can just... How do I describe it? Like, still have that team fight and that safe scaling with the Jinx still being worth so much.
Okay, Bow Explode on the gank. Oh, a nice interrupt by Broccoli to stop P-Sweezy from jumping. Broccoli goes down, or sorry, P-Sweezy goes down. over to Broccoli. Nice gank from Bow Explode. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see Flow State walking down towards this bush, but Kenny and He Who Slops aren't gonna bite. They don't feel confident enough to push up any more than they already are. Good
With
presence of
all three
mind.
ultimates picking up, they should be able to dive this.
Okay, Bill the Pony decides to go for the Braum ulti, gets the tag onto He Who Slops. One more auto would stun him up, but doesn't get stunned.
They gotta dive
Is able
this.
to get out. Spicy Baba has arrived as well. Flow
Oh, they
State
have no minions
still
too.
in the wings. Yeah, they don't have a wave to dive this, so this could be a lot of wasted time. Unless they, I mean, if they don't get anything out of it, it'll be a lot of wasted time. But looks like no dive will happen in the bot lane. P-Sweezy going to push on happily.
He might be in danger here. He keeps on trying to 2v1, but he is pretty tanky. Oh, he might not be able to.
Broccoli
no.
decides to teleport. He Who Slops. Sorry, Bow Explode.
So
very close. Nice attempt there. Tried to predict the distance, but P-Sweezy is level 11, is gonna get more distance than far before. So great escape by him. Meanwhile,
he maxed
Bill
out the dash first.
I have a feeling he did. That looked like almost a max range E.
I only know when Zach is jungling, he does max out that dash. Or that leap.
Yeah.
But
it's been a while, though. I haven't played Zach. I haven't seen a Zach in a while as well, especially here in FOF. I haven't seen a top lane Zach.
That's what makes it so exciting.
I know.
The only thing better could be the top lane Teemo, but...
Yeah, the Teemo would have been top tier. Yeah.
Yeah. Would have not done its best against the Camille, especially in Broccoli's hands, but with his Trinity Force, he's actually going to be able to start doing some true damage and some real damage to this Zach. So I'm hoping that we actually, it seems like Tower might fall and get a dive in bot too.
Yeah, this looks like a very simple take by the side of Pandas with Hats, especially with Quote and all that tower damage. They're going to be able to get first tower. First tower goes over to Pandas with Hats, even though INT was really close to getting that top tower fairly soon. So at least that Rift Herald from earlier, even though no one got the gold from it, it at least paid dividends for Quote. Was able to end up getting that first tower in the end. Flow State might look for a dive here. He Who Slops is trying to guard his own AD carry. Okay, the hook is out onto Flow State. Pagtropis has arrived. This is now a 3v3. Braum ulti goes live as well. Flow State is running really low, gets deleted by Pagtropis. Spicy Baba has arrived as well, but the rest of the fight has already disintegrated. Meanwhile, in the top lane, a little bit of trading happened. Not too much to be gained there, but also Bow Explode on that Rift Herald at the moment. Looking for that easy objective since he knows like so many members of Pandas with Hats just got attracted bot lane.
Yeah, like they're both set up this with the Herald, lets them have like a moment of success before the dragon fight even started. Like assuming he places down the Herald
do it after probably.
Tier. Yeah, going for the second tier. They're able to put insane amounts of pressure mid and threaten that tower without actually going for the dragon just yet, and that's a team fight before the dragons even started, maybe. But you don't have that ultimate to engage.
Okay, P-Sweezy on the engage with the Zaki. This is currently a 4v5. Kenny Hammerspike hasn't arrived here yet. Flow State goes forward with Jarvan ulti. Does get Bill the Pony and Pogtropis. Spicy Baba flashing forward. Bow Explode goes down to Quote. P-Sweezy might go down as well. He's running really low on HP, but is still safe. Broccoli is also escaping as well. 2 kills over to the side of Pandas with Hats, and they're on their way to this dragon.
Quote is laying down so much damage. I mean, they're going to be able to stack these Infernal Drakes, just get more and more. Especially with Candy Hammerspike not being here, it's just doesn't spell many great things. They do get that second tower, which means the bottom tower is going to be more easy to dive, but that risks Broccoli being able to take top as well. There's a lot of trades going on here.
Yeah, so much has happened in just like the past 60 seconds. It felt like, I mean, literally the game just broke open. First tower went down to Pandas with Hats. They were able to just start rushing down that bot lane second tier. But I mean, INT responds by getting 3 towers in exchange for that play. My God.
Next big fight would either be delay by 4 minutes, which is a massive amount for that next neutral objective. But I think fighting for this Baron to really speed it up as soon as you get this Jarvan ult back online, because now you already have Braum ult, so to have a lot of pressure towards here, especially when they're on the winning side.
I like that idea. Let's see if Pandas with Hats are thinking on the same wavelength as you. I'm curious. This would be a good idea. I feel like if I was Pandas with hats right now, though, too, I would also say let's try to just 100% focus this Baron for a sec. But Bow
The only
Explode
difference
and
I'd
He
do
Who
is
Slops are the ones doing it.
Spicy Baba doesn't have teleport, so he has to roam a little bit earlier, whereas P-Sweezy is going to be on the same side, so he should actually be splitting down. Just with these teleport pressure and be able to move. Oh, wow.
Oh.
INT going for the Baron?
Yeah, INT are maybe they're listening to the stream. They're also saying they need to they need to pressure this Baron right now before Pandas with Hats gets the option to. I mean, it would have been spicy to just go for that 20-minute Baron immediately, and to try to just get this game rolling. But Pandas with Hats says no. They are smart enough to at least check here in the mid game.
Like, INT has a decent idea about how to go about it, because you can go for Baron, try and shift the momentum in mirror space, but you're going against a 4v5 against a Pagtropus who doesn't have teleport yet, so you try and look for that pick with the He Who Slops, maybe get that really good damage in, like single target, which is basically their strength, and just try and find any opening that they can rather than go straight for the 4v5 team fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, with us rolling into the mid game, we're seeing 80 carries hover towards that mid lane. We're seeing a lot of attention towards that Baron. Okay, 2 members of Pandas with hats, 3 members of Pandas with hats are backing right now. A lot of INT members were hovering that Baron for a second. They could have done it, actually, in that moment, probably, had they have seen that a couple of them were backing. But better safe than sorry. I agree with that. But pings are now going towards that Baron.
The issue is that while Kenny Hammerspike is a great asset to the team fight, he is an item completion down behind the Jinx. Like, not having that Infinity Edge, or having that Infinity Edge over just one item and some components is going to be really hurtful if they actually decide to take the fight now.
Well, they just keep tickling Baron for a second, and I see like 4 red icons in the minimap just start darting towards that Baron.
If it's a distraction tactic, that's great. Have Cinder take bot tower, get some gold, but if they're gonna commit to a fight, which they shouldn't from here.
Okay, He Who Slops goes for the hook right as Beanjar says don't go for a fight. Does get stunned up, Build the Pony throws the Braum ulti, but nothing more can actually be gained by Pandas with hats. He Who Slops goes for that desperate hook at the end as well, just in case. Doesn't get it though. Is gonna be
Pagtropus doesn't see anyone fighting against there and he had a free tower to himself. I don't know why he doesn't take, but I don't know. It's scary. It's just the tension that's building up. Like, it seems like they will actually be waiting for that for the 4th dragon to come up just to fight over that, and they're just setting up traps because now even the team fighting composition has enough power to be able to make picks.
Yeah, literally both teams looking to just tickle the Baron whenever they have an opportunity to try to attract the opposite team. Yeah, and Brock Lee's here. Brock Lee's paying attention, so Pandas with hats have to walk away. What a Baron dance.
They're breakdancing all over this Baron.
Yeah, for real. Next dragon up in 30 seconds. All 5 members of Pandas with hats start converging towards
I love
that side.
how they're going to rotate towards one side and scope to the other.
But the Vigar cage catches Pagtropus, which gives Pandas with hats the cue to go in. Bow Explode has to flash out. Lots of damage going through to him, but doesn't go down. 4 members of INT still alive for whatever this next neutral objective is. Pandas with hats decide to go for Dragon after deciding. Took them a couple seconds, but end up deciding to go for the Dragon instead of the Baron. Probably a good call.
I might lose all my channel points.
I put like 10 channel points on Pandas, yo. The payout's gonna be huge if Pandas win. Okay, Bow Explode!
He steals it!
For the steal. I wasn't talking for a second there, just because I was so curious if he'd go for it. Bow Explode ends up getting 3rd dragon for INT. Great steal. But Bow Explode does go down, which means Pandas with hats can say, wait, can we just Baron now? Brock Lee is kind of guarding it, kind of hovering in the wings. INT members might try to persuade Pandas with hats out of it. Quote gets hooked right now and gets stunned up and deleted by INT members. Brock Lee is in the middle of Pandas with hats at the moment. INT are now winning the fight. P-Sweezy is going low. Flow State is going low. Spicy Baba, the only healthy member left, gets Sendra ulted. Nice cage to try to keep himself alive. Has to flash out. Zac passive goes through. Spicy Baba teleports to P-Sweezy to keep him alive. But Pagtropus ends up killing Spicy Baba. But P-Sweezy is still alive after all that.
He might not actually. The Kai'Sa might just run him down on top.
Oh
Does he
my
have vision
goodness.
of him? He sees him!
No way! Okay.
Ah.
I think that's fair.
Kenny could actually die if he goes for that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But he does have
Bow,
Bow
though.
Explode now in the wings. Oh, P-Sweezy now getting caught out by Bow Explode. Has
he's
to jump
gone.
out.
Under the
P-Sweezy.
tower?
Oh, Max
Oh, the
D
tower kill
out.
would have been so disrespectful.
Kenny Hammer Spike. Oh, are you? Oh, they're not going for it. Okay.
I was so excited. I thought Kenny was just about to get one shot right there, but calmer minds prevail, and they're actually able to secure Baron.
100%.
Might go for this fight. P-Sweezy does have teleport, which could make the entire difference because Kenny's so low along with Packtropolis. Their carries are going to be sunken.
P-Sweezy is teleporting mid lane right now. Is going to arrive to the fight.
Steal?
This
The steal?
Baron does go down to INT. 4 members of Pandas with hats are here. P-Sweezy might look for an engage. No, decides to cancel it. INT get out scot-free with the Baron. After even getting a Dragon Steal, out of all of that tension, INT clearly comes out on top for all of it. Oh, P-Sweezy got the blue buff, though.
We take the little victories where we can.
Little victories, little victories.
I mean, along with the Baron, they're able to, even if they lose it, they might get a little bit of gold taking these towers, getting these bounties as well. This seems like a team fight waiting to happen, which I'm kind of scared of with these Baron buffs. Oh, amazing Viger Cage.
Yeah, great Cage. Yeah, all of these fights have just been have been so tense. They all just start because someone finally got caught in the wrong vision. Someone got caught by Vigar Cage or something. But both these teams, I mean, currently, for the sake of context, I mean, you guys see it on the screen, like, these two teams are currently low in the standings at the moment, but they're playing so well against each other. This competition is so exciting this season. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to see everyone. Even though we lost a team today, it is okay. 9 other teams still prevail.
They rest in peace. It's okay.
Yeah, and they rest in peace.
Still hear their voices.
I can still hear their voices.
We now pretend that they're dead.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, INT marching up mid lane right now. They have so much control. They really can just take over all of Pandas with Hats' jungle right now with all of this Baron pressure. They're just going to keep pushing these waves. Of course, he who slaps his free vision rain right now. This is such a great feeling if you're a support as well. P-Sweezy running really low to Broccoli's auto attacks as well. Flow State arriving to that top lane to try to protect it. But INT, this is going to be...
Baron.
I mean, this is just going to be a simple, just let the minions take the towers, and then you should be good to go. He who slaps might fish for that dive. Oh, does get that hook onto Bill the Pony. Okay, Nautilus ulti goes through onto Spicy Baba. Okay, Quote gets stunned up by Bow Explode. Spicy Baba is going to go down to them as well. Okay, this could be it. INT take down 3 members of Pandas with Hats. Pandas with Hats have been playing phenomenally the past couple of games, but unfortunately In the Trees has gotten the better of them today. Bow Explode trying to advance, tanking up these towers to see if the Canyon Reedy could take it down. P-Sweezy goes for the engage, has to flash out. Does end up getting 1 member, though, from the side of INT, and now 4 members of INT. This is it. This is game. They take down Pandas with Hats. Those who voted for them, they can rest easy. They didn't lose all their channel points. And In the Trees take down Pandas with Hats here for the first game of Super Week. Congratulations.
I'm about to win like 4 channel points with all of these votes going in. I'm so excited. Yay.
Let's go. Let's go, Cambly. Okay. Congrats, INT. They will advance in their standings at the moment, and especially with Olympus Amber being, withdrawing themselves from the tournament, this really does keep INT's playoff dreams alive. I mean, there's still a lot of time to be able to make playoffs, so you're good. You still have time. But that's got to feel great. INT, I believe, will be 7th, depending on how the future games go. I can't remember the entire schedule. I can't remember the entire standings. But yeah, thoughts on the INT game, Beanjar?
I think it really just boiled down to INT having like great endgame coordination, finding those crucial picks that lead into the crucial team fights and objectives that allowed them to actually get that leading edge and force this game open, and that all that momentum really paid off towards the end there.
Yeah, 100% agree. Well, we have more games later on today, gamers. We have a little bit of a weird schedule because Olympus Amber dropped out. They were going to be the next game, and we have to kind of shift some people around. So there might be a little bit of a wait time. I don't know if we have an interview coming up, but I believe we do. So we will be back shortly. Shout out to Logitech G, Academy of Art, and Adobe Creative Cloud. Shout out to Beanjar for casting with me. Appreciate you. Shout out to Twitch chat, and yeah, see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Good one.
everyone. Chris Edgeworth here with our first interview of our first day of Super Week, joined by the victorious Bo Explode of In the Trees. How are you feeling, man?
Good. It was nice to have a couple wins under our belt.
Yeah, we're starting to see the return to form, so to speak, that everyone expects out of the excellence that is In the Trees. So it's nice to see you guys are able to pull it out. I think you guys played really smart league today. A lot of emphasis on macro and vision and stuff. So let's start by talking about the draft, though. The one thing I would point out is that Kaisa, guys, actually broken champ. Fun fact: this shit is OP
Don't
as
expose
hell.
us, man.
I
Come
mean,
on.
I think the Lolalytics Americans in our friend or foe community should also be able to figure that out too. So, but you
Bro.
guys had a good comp. I like Broccoli not being afraid to break out the Camille. That was fun. You got the classic Sejuani. They ended up countering it with. Did they pick Zach into Camille or is it the other way around?
They picked Zach in the community. They had R5.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they
That's
used
what I
on
thought.
Zach,
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, just talk to me a little bit about your thoughts coming into this draft, and it was a spicy draft overall. So, what do you think about what you ended up against?
So for B1, obviously we had the Kaisa broken champ, like you said. Everything else was pretty standard. It's just pick Kaisa, peel for her, with like a lot of CC on the Sejuani Nautilus, especially since they have Jarvan, and then later on they picked Zach. The Zach pick wasn't too surprising. Like, we didn't really account for it, but once they picked it, we were kind of like, oh yeah, that's a really good pick into a Camille. But the laning phase didn't go as expected for top and bot, but I think it was fine because our champs are designed for like the 5v5s and split rather than like winning our lanes.
Let's talk a little bit about the nature of this game, because the first thing I would want to note is that I felt like both you and Flow State, or at least the teams in general, but I mean you two were the junglers that were playing to opposite sides of the map, and I'm just curious because it seems like that was their big play, was to play around getting these Jarvan ganks going and putting out pressure. It wasn't as clean as they would have liked. I feel like they could have really exploited their early lead more. I mean, the thing that comes to mind was brought up on the broadcast was the little oopsie there with the gold and such with the use of the first herald. But you folks were able to put some pressure on the top side and sort of balance out the map, so to speak. Talk to me if you would about the comms and the thoughts for you folks in the early game.
Yeah, so early game, we died, I think, in almost every lane. I'm not sure if mid died, but it didn't go as how we wanted. We just wanted to stall to like late game or like mid game so we can play the split. Initially I was gonna path wherever Jarvan path, so like he did bot, but I didn't get a good warden before the camp spawned, so I started bot and then path top anyways. And yeah, he camped bot and mid, but I'm not sure if any of them worked. Maybe like a couple of them, but he tried like 10 times and didn't get anything, so he kind of just bled everywhere. Especially since like Jarvan doesn't have that much good, or doesn't have that much wave clear, so like he can't really farm. He has to get all of his gold from ganking. But if you can't do that on Jarvan, then the game's pretty much lost.
Yeah. So the main thing that I would point out though is that as the game developed, you folks did have a pretty balanced like gold. I mean, once the towers started falling and the some of the gold leads from lane started to accrue into items, overall it was pretty much about even until I felt like it really broke open when you were able to get in there and steal the dragon, and then from there you guys were able to use what I think you guys do better than most other teams, especially those that are newer to organized composition, which is competition, not composition, which is using your macro state, using your vision, and playing as a team towards the objective that you set. Not objective as in like Baron, but those of course, but like what are we doing on the map and playing to that. Like I saw, for example, as you mentioned a moment ago, like Broccoli was playing really smart about when do I need to go off into the sideline to get the wave moving? Do I stay there? Do I keep putting pressure? So talk to me a little bit, if you would, about how you folks were feeling coming into this mid game. Did you feel like it was still locked up, or was the momentum really swung there when that stolen Drake came into play and it ramped up?
Yeah, so for mid game, our vision wasn't as clean as we'd like it to be, which is why they were able to do dragon in the first place, which I then stole. It was kind of spontaneous. I wasn't planning to steal, but the Veigar messed up his cage, I think, and I just queued over and got a lucky smite. But yeah, for Broccoli, I've been giving him more like control over what our macro decisions are, since like we've been trying to play split, and I think he's like been doing really well on it, and we've been like making really good plays in regards to when he decides to split, and he's been telling us like what he wants us to do, in order to maximize what he can get top or bot.
Oh, right on, dude. It was an excellent game. Good job picking up the dub. 3 more days to go for Super Week, so we wish you luck on the rest of your games. Before we step away, Bo, last opportunity. Any final thoughts?
We're coming back. We have a full roster now, and the first 2 weeks didn't matter, so we're gonna see you guys in playoffs.
Hell yeah. All right, well, folks, thank you for sticking around with us. Shouts out to all the fans in Twitch chat. Shouts out to Beanjar for being an excellent caster. And shouts out to our teams for participating. And we'll be right back after a short break with our second game of the day, so don't go anywhere.